Hello and welcome to Making Things with Robbie. Today, as you can see, I'm going to be working on this pantry cupboard, I guess you want to call it. I'm going to make it look more like a fancier, older cupboard. I found some pictures on Pinterest that I think will help spruce this up because it's pretty plain. So what you can see that I already kind of started, and yeah, I'm working on my kitchen. Anyway, so what this looked like originally was, you can see that these are slider doors, and they were also at the top, and I've removed those along with the tracks. It also had the cupboard going as high as these shelves. So we had a shelf all the way across here. And you can see that ridge where the shelf used to be. And I removed that because I wanted to bring it down to a more, a better height for placing things, because it was basically so high. I mean, that's like, I'm 4'11" and that's at my chin level. So that's fairly high, and couldn't really put anything there, and I couldn't use as a workable place to put, you know, if I want to cut veggies or whatever. So bringing it down, look how much I lost a shelf, but this is now, you know, it's about, I'd say that's a good 2 feet, maybe 1.5 feet of extra space that's now at my waist level, just about, and almost the same height as a normal counter would be. So the other thing that changed was, you can probably see I cut this out here because this used to be just a straight line straight down. And what ended up happening is this socket was attached to the wood right here so that you could turn it on right here. But it wasn't done safely, so I had an electrician come in and remove it and put it in here on the wall where it originally was, where it's done correctly and now it's safe. And he had the idea, why don't you cut this part out so that you can reach in and just turn on the light for the kitchen very easily. So that's what I did. I very roughly cut it out. It was very, very difficult. And so that's where I'm at right now. So really what I need to start doing is sanding it down. So I'll have to remove everything out of there. I'll have to sand it and continue filling these spaces in here. So that's my project for today, and then I will have to reinforce it somewhat with some corner brackets to sort of help this here. And what I've also done is I bought brand new countertops. Hang on, I'm going to show you that. I'm just going to pause this for a minute. So here in my workspace, you can see that there's the new countertops. So I have 2 of them the same length, and they're a nice dark wood, and that's going to go on one, and then the other one's going to go on my countertop in my kitchen, which I'll show you that. Right here, that's very old and outdated, and this whole thing is going to be redone as well. So you can see that I'm redoing the kitchen. It's taking some time because I'm fairly slow and I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, so I have to research it. And yeah, so these are metal cupboards, probably from the 40s or 50s, and I have all the stuff to paint that as well. So it's going to look really nice once I have this cupboard in. And hi there, and welcome to Making Things with Robbie. I'm back with my shelf, which I found out is called a kitchen hutch. And I have some colors there. You can see on the side that I'm going to paint it. So the top blue is going to be the color. I just don't know if I'm going to like it yet, but but I don't have the walls painted, so that sometimes affects the color when you're painting. Just something to keep in mind is that the colors around it and the sun, depending on what type of light you get, affect the color. So it's always good to paint it, paint your walls, have everything done and sit with that for a little bit, because sometimes it's perfect and sometimes it's like, no, not gonna work. So I have filled in all the little pieces where the old shelf used to be and sanded it down, and I built this little shelf, and that's just going to be for spices. Spices or teacups, I'm not sure yet. It's not very big. I was gonna put a wine rack in there, but it just didn't look good. So I thought, yeah, I'll try this and see if I like it, and it can always come out if I don't like it, but so far it's looking pretty good. So now I've got to caulk, and then everything has been sanded, so I can go ahead and paint it, and I will get back to you after I've got some of that done. Thanks. Hi there. So the point I'm at now is I'm just about to cut this wood countertop. So I've chosen the best side. This is the side that's going to go down because it's got some discoloration on that end, and this side also has some bit of splitting because I've had this for a bit and I forgot to oil it. So I'm gonna have to oil it before I can adhere it to the cupboard. But it's pretty beautiful. This is acacia wood or something like that. Yeah, and it's gonna go right there. So this is all now painted 2 times, and I just have to figure out still that back of the cupboard. I haven't decided yet on the color or if I'm going to put wallpaper yet. So I can just leave that because I really have to think about that. I may end up just painting it kind of a similar color to what's there. But I don't know. But for now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this out and make sure it fits and dry fit it. And if everything looks good, then I have to finish this first before I glue it down. Hi there, I just wanted to do an update real quick. So I've painted in the spots that are going to be blue. The doors have been cut down to fit there. And you can see I added in that little shelf just below the first big one. And I think that looks pretty good. That's going to fit spices, and I'll put little hooks underneath so that I can hang decorative teacups. I can also fit wine on that shelf, so you never know, it might end up being a wine shelf too, I don't know. But anyway, I'm not sure if you can pick up the color very good, but I'm liking it. I mean, you can see some dry spots there. I have to do a second coat yet. I'm thinking of doing some, now that I'm looking, some trim around the top. But I really don't know how much more I want to do on this old thing. I just wanted it to look better. And I think it's going to look really good once I get that wooden countertop cut out and put on top after I'm done painting. Yeah, I'm going to be pretty happy with it. So we'll do an update again once I finish the second coat. Figure out what color I'm putting on the back walls of those shelves. I just don't know yet. I haven't decided if it's going to be wallpaper or like some kind of color. I don't know. We'll figure that one out. I'm not so worried about that, but the shelf, the counter can go in after my second coat of everything. But I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. Okay, thank you. See you soon. Hello and welcome back. This is the finished product. So I ended up not doing the wallpaper along the back. I went with just a plain white semi-gloss because I just wanted it to kind of pop a bit. And I didn't do a trim at the top yet. I may still do that. I haven't completely decided if I want to do that. As you can see, the countertop looks really great on there, and I added an old mirror that I had to the back. And as you can see, I have some touch-ups to do on the doors because I scraped them with the chair. A couple places I scraped. But I think it looks really great. So there it is, all nicely cut into the wall. And I ended up just putting some fancy things, my little teacups and stuff, on that teacup tray, I guess, if you want to call it that, and not hanging them underneath. I mean, I may do something like that eventually, but for right now, I think I am good where this is at. Thanks for watching this project with me. And I know it's not perfect, but I'm proud of myself as a brain injury, as somebody with a brain injury, with several years of recovery. This is a pretty big deal for me, and to be able to get it done from the beginning to the end is a huge deal. And yeah, I'm having some trouble with my words today. I've been fairly tired, but so forgive me. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with this, and like I said, might not be a big deal to some people, but somebody recovering from a brain injury, this is huge. Huge. Thanks for watching Making Things with Robbie.